The 2015 Washington Quarter featuring the Blue Ridge Parkway is one of those modern coins that quietly hides its importance. At first glance, it looks like just another quarter from recent years, but once you understand what this coin represents, where it was made, and how collectors evaluate it, the story becomes far more interesting. This quarter was struck as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a long-running series created to honor national parks and landmarks across the United States. The Blue Ridge Parkway design represents North Carolina and celebrates one of the most scenic roadways in America, stretching through mountains, forests, and historic landscapes. Because of its strong visual appeal, this design immediately caught the attention of collectors and casual coin hunters alike. The P Mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While many people assume Philadelphia coins are common because they often lack rarity headlines, that assumption can be misleading. In 2015, most quarters were made for circulation, not preservation. Very few people saved high-quality examples, especially rolls or coins with perfect surfaces. When you look closely at the obverse, Washington's portrait shows the classic design used throughout the America the Beautiful series. Collectors focus on the sharpness of Washington's hair detail, the clarity of liberty, and the strength of "In God We Trust." On many 2015 quarters, light striking pressure resulted in slightly soft details. A coin with full, crisp detail instantly stands out. Turning the coin over, the reverse is where the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter truly shines. The design features a winding road stretching into the distance, framed by trees and rolling hills. The depth of the design is impressive, but it also makes the coin vulnerable to weak strikes. Many examples show flat or muted details in the trees and roadway. Coins that display strong depth, sharp lines, and clean fields are far less common. Condition plays a massive role in the value of this coin. Circulated examples are usually worth face value. But once you move into mint state condition, especially MS65 and above, the picture changes. Coins with original luster, no scratches, and no bag marks are increasingly difficult to find. Luster is one of the most important factors. Many 2015 quarters lost their shine due to heavy handling and poor storage. A coin that still has bright, flowing luster across both sides attracts immediate collector attention. When combined with strong strike quality, such coins become prime candidates for professional grading. Errors are another area where the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter becomes exciting. Die cracks are sometimes found on this issue, especially near the lettering or along the edge of the design. Small cracks add interest, but more dramatic cracks can significantly increase collector value. Off-center strikes also exist, though they are uncommon. Even a slight off-center error can raise the value well beyond face value. More dramatic errors where part of the design is missing are highly collectible and often sell for strong prices. There are also examples of doubled die characteristics, though they are subtle. Collectors closely inspect the lettering and the date for signs of doubling. When confirmed, these coins instantly move from ordinary to special. Another overlooked aspect of this quarter is long-term potential. Modern quarters are often ignored today, but history shows that coins from special series with attractive designs and low survival rates in high grade tend to gain interest over time. The Blue Ridge Parkway quarter benefits from strong imagery, a popular national park theme, and limited high-grade survivors. As more collectors build complete America the Beautiful sets, demand for high-quality examples continues to grow. Registry set competition has also increased interest in top-graded coins, pushing prices higher for the best examples. If you find a 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, take a moment before spending it. Examine the surfaces under good light. Look for strong detail in the trees and road, clean fields, and bright original luster. Never clean the coin, as cleaning permanently damages value. If the coin appears unusually sharp and untouched, it may be worth professional evaluation. The story of this quarter reminds us that value does not always come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from design, condition, and the simple fact that most people never thought to save it. The 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter dollar is a modern reminder that even today's pocket change can hold tomorrow's collectible. It sits quietly in circulation, overlooked by many, yet admired by those who understand what makes a coin special. And that is exactly why this Washington quarter deserves a closer look before it disappears into everyday spending. The 2019 Washington quarter, featuring the San Antonio missions, is one of those modern coins that many people spend without realizing how much history it carries in such a small space. At first glance, it looks like just another quarter from recent years, but once you understand what this coin represents and how it was made, it becomes far more meaningful and interesting. This quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a historic series that honored national parks and significant sites across all 50 states. The San Antonio mission's design represents Texas and highlights a group of Spanish colonial missions that date back more than 300 years. These missions played a major role in shaping culture, religion, and daily life in the region, and their inclusion on a U.S. coin makes this quarter a miniature piece of American history. The design itself is simple yet powerful. The reverse shows Mission Concepcion, one of the best preserved missions in the San Antonio area. The church's distinct stone facade, arched doorway, and iconic bell towers are captured in fine detail. For collectors, the strength of this detail is extremely important. Many coins show softness in the stone textures and architectural lines, while sharply struck examples stand out immediately. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of George Washington appears based on John Flanagan's classic design. Collectors examine Washington's hair detail, the clarity of liberty, and the sharpness of In God We Trust. On many modern quarters, including some 2019 issues, the strike can be slightly weak. A coin with bold lettering and crisp detail is always more desirable. These quarters were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver were made primarily for circulation, while San Francisco produced special collector versions. Each mint contributes a different level of scarcity and quality, which plays a big role in collector interest. Condition is one of the most important factors when it comes to value. Circulated 2019 San Antonio missions quarters are very common and typically worth face value. However, uncirculated examples with clean surfaces, no scratches, and strong luster are much harder to find than most people expect. Coins that survive in pristine condition are the ones collectors seek out. Luster makes a big difference. Many modern quarters lose their original shine quickly due to heavy handling and contact with other coins. A bright coin with flowing luster across both sides immediately catches the eye. When combined with sharp detail on the mission design, this can elevate the coin into premium territory. Errors add another layer of excitement. Some 2019 San Antonio missions quarters display minor die cracks, especially around the lettering or architectural features. While small cracks add character, more dramatic errors can significantly increase value. Off-center strikes, though uncommon, are highly collectible when they occur. Collectors also examine coins for signs of doubling in the lettering or design elements. While true doubled die examples are rare, even subtle doubling can transform a common coin into a sought-after piece once authenticated. One reason this quarter continues to attract attention is its cultural importance. The San Antonio missions are recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, making this one of the few U.S. quarters that honors a globally recognized historical location. That international recognition adds long-term appeal for collectors. Another factor is the end of the America the Beautiful series in 2021. As the program concluded, interest in completing full sets increased. This has led collectors to revisit earlier issues like the 2019 San Antonio missions quarter, especially in high grades. Over time, the number of perfect examples naturally decreases. Coins get scratched, spent, or damaged while demand from collectors slowly grows. This imbalance is what drives long-term value potential for modern commemorative quarters. If you come across a 2019 San Antonio missions quarter, take a closer look before spending it. Examine the mission's stonework, the clarity of the architectural lines, and the overall shine of the coin. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning permanently reduces value. If the coin looks sharp and untouched, it may be worth setting aside or even having professionally graded. This quarter reminds us that coins are more than just money. They are storytellers. In this case, the story spans centuries, from Spanish colonial Texas to modern American coinage. The 2019 San Antonio missions Washington quarter quietly carries that legacy in everyday change. And that is what makes this coin special. It is not just a quarter. It is history, culture, and craftsmanship pressed into metal, waiting for someone to notice its deeper value before it disappears back into circulation. The 2014 Washington quarter, featuring Great Sand Dunes National Park, is one of the most visually striking coins in modern American coinage, yet it often goes unnoticed in everyday change. At first glance, it seems like just another quarter from recent years, But when you take the time to understand the story behind the design and how this coin was made, it becomes something far more special. This quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series created to honor national parks and historic sites across the United States. Great Sand Dunes National Park, located in Colorado, is home to the tallest sand dunes in North America, rising dramatically against the backdrop of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Capturing such a unique landscape on a small coin was no easy task, and that challenge makes this quarter especially interesting to collectors. On the reverse of the coin, the design shows towering sand dunes with the distant mountains rising behind them. The sense of depth in this design is impressive, but it also makes the coin vulnerable to weak strikes. Many examples show soft or flat details in the dunes and mountains. Coins with sharp ridges, clear contrast, and well-defined lines stand out immediately and are far less common than people realize. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, used throughout the America the Beautiful series. Collectors examine Washington's hair detail, the clarity of liberty, and the strength of "In God We Trust." On some 2014 quarters, the strike can be slightly weak, resulting in softer lettering and less detail. A coin with bold lettering and crisp features is always more desirable. These quarters were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, and San Francisco for collector versions. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver are the ones most people find in everyday change, while San Francisco strikes are usually preserved in better condition and often feature proof finishes. Condition plays a critical role in the value of this coin. Circulated examples are extremely common and usually worth face value. However, uncirculated coins with clean surfaces, no major contact marks, and original luster are much harder to find. As coins move through circulation, their surfaces quickly become scratched and dull, reducing the number of high-quality survivors. Luster is especially important for this issue. The sweeping dunes and open fields of the design look best when the coin retains its original shine. A bright coin with flowing luster enhances the contrast between the dunes and the mountains, making the design truly come alive. Collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that still display this visual appeal. Errors add another layer of interest. Some 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarters show minor die cracks or die chips, often near the lettering or along the edges of the design. While small errors add character, larger and more dramatic ones can significantly increase value. Off-center strikes, though rare, are highly sought after when they occur. Collectors also inspect coins closely for signs of doubling in the lettering or design elements. True doubled die examples are uncommon, but even subtle doubling can make a coin stand out once verified. What makes this quarter particularly appealing is its long-term potential. Modern commemorative quarters are often overlooked when they are new, but history shows that designs with strong visual appeal and limited high-grade survivors tend to gain attention over time. The Great Sand Dunes design is unique, instantly recognizable, and connected to a natural wonder unlike any other in the country. As the America the Beautiful series ended in 2021, interest in completing full sets has grown. This renewed attention has caused collectors to revisit earlier issues like the 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter, especially in high grades. Registry set competition has also increased demand for top-quality examples. If you find a 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter, take a moment before spending it. Look closely at the dune ridges, the mountain outlines, and the overall surface quality. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning permanently damages value. If the coin looks sharp, bright, and untouched, it may be worth setting aside or even having professionally evaluated. This quarter reminds us that coins are more than just money. They are miniature landscapes, frozen moments in time, and reflections of national pride. The 2014 Great Sand Dunes National Park quarter quietly carries all of that in your pocket. It may look ordinary at first, but once you understand its story, craftsmanship, and collector appeal, it becomes clear why this Washington quarter deserves a closer look before it disappears back into circulation.